This is the RickVanMan channel.
Hey there, this is Rick. I hope everyone's having a great day. Okay, thanks for tuning into this video. Now this video is going to be about my allotment, the philosophy and idea behind what I'm trying to achieve there. And also I've got an idea, a brand new idea that came to me today that may be quite cunning. It may be a solution, a really good solution to an issue that I've been trying to figure out for several months now. But I want to throw this idea out there and hopefully get a bit of feedback from you guys, just to sort of just basically throw this idea out and see what other people think of it, whether it's a good idea, whether it's a bad idea, if there's something I haven't taken into consideration or whatever. But I'll come to the idea in a minute. Now, first of all, I want to talk about the reason why I'm doing the allotment. Okay, I've always considered myself an average guy. I do most things average. Some things I do quite well, but most things, I tend to be like Mr. Average. Now, what I have learned in the last year is if you want to run an allotment efficiently, you've got to be a little bit more than Mr. Average. You've got to have a little bit more, whatever it is, that makes you have that dedication, and you've got to be, put it this way, the average man in the street couldn't really run an allotment for very long without giving up on it, because they are massively hard work. And like I say, I learned this in the last year, and I've read so many times that people will take on an allotment and they'll literally give it up within months because they just don't realise how hard a job it is to sort of maintain it and keep it up. Now the thing is, I'm Mr. Average, when it comes to that kind of work and that kind of dedication, and a lot of the time I don't have the drive that I should have in order to run an efficient allotment. So my philosophy is not to just give up and walk away, but to figure out a way that I can make this work for me. And by doing that, what I'm hoping is that I can lay out some sort of plan, some sort of roadmap that the average man in the street can follow, which basically means, if I can come up with a method to run an efficient allotment that's going to give me lots of fruit and vegetables and, give me a really efficient growing season, but do it easily, then that's what I want to go for. Now, I know some people are saying, you can't reinvent the wheel, but hey, there's no law against having a go. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. And literally what I've learned over the last year has been really, really valuable, and hopefully it's going to shape the things that I do this year with the allotment. Now, what I learned last year was, first of all, my particular allotment is not very reliable as far as the ground goes. I mean, basically, if it rains just a little bit too much, I end up with a big muddy bog and I can't grow anything. So what I have decided, and I will most definitely do this year, is I'm just going to cover the whole area up with membraned and tarpaulin, and then I'm going to grow things in containers on top of that tarpaulin. That's going to give me much greater control over the soil, because I just basically cannot use the soil on this allotment while the weather's doing the crazy thing that it's doing at the moment. So that's one major thing that I learned. Now, what I was looking at until today, oddly enough, was things like grow bags and pots and building raised beds in order to grow the food, and stuff like that in the polytunnel and outside as well. But the problem is, at the moment, the cost of raw materials is getting a little crazy, and I'm thinking, if I buy wood materials, and I've got loads of screws and nuts and bolts and things, but to buy the raw materials to build raised beds is actually going to cost quite a lot of money. And at the moment I'm having to watch the pennies at the moment. So what I was thinking was I would have to build raised beds over the course of several years, because I'd have to do it gradually. But an idea came to me this morning, and I think I could be onto something here. I thought, literally this idea just popped into my head. What about those little kiddie paddling pools that you get for your back garden? I'm not talking about the inflatable ones, because obviously I need to put holes in them for drainage and stuff. But you can get these ones. I think they've got cardboard inside, and they're covered in vinyl. And what happens is the weight of the water just keeps the outer walls pressed up and outwards. And they're ever so cheap to buy. You can get them for about £8, and they're 6 foot in diameter. And I thought, if I filled one of those with soil, I can actually cut holes in the sides for drainage, so they wouldn't become waterlogged. And you've got yourself quite literally an instant raised garden bed. You know, they're normally about, I don't know, that tall. You don't have to fill them right up with soil, unless of course you're doing root vegetables, carrots and parsnips and things, in which case you'd need quite a deep amount of soil. But I thought, if I bought, say, half a dozen of these paddling pools, I could have them running down the length of the polytunnel. And then of course the brain started thinking, the old creative juices started flowing, and then I'm thinking, well, what about if I filled one with water, had some fish in there, put a lid on it? I've suddenly got myself the potential for some sort of aquaponics setup. Although, yeah, I mean, it can be a little bit far. You know, I can take it a little bit far, because, of course, then you've got to figure out some sort of automated watering system and stuff. Although saying that, I mean, obviously fish in the water create nitrogen in the water, and I suppose there's nothing to stopping me just scooping out the water and watering the plants with it sort of manually. But I don't know. But I just think perhaps these paddling pools may be an answer, maybe a solution, a nice, simple, cheap, straightforward solution that I can not only use inside the polytunnel, but also outside on the tarpaulins. You know, I can have quite nice, large growing beds. Because they're vinyl, they hopefully shouldn't go rotten. You know, I might get a few years use out of them, as long as I'm not sort of jumping about on them. You know, once the soil's sat in there quite comfortably, I don't think, unless obviously the sun baking onto the vinyl sort of kills off the vinyl. I don't know. But yeah, I'd just be really interested on any feedback on that idea, and whether you think it might be a good idea, whether it's worthy of experimentation. At the moment, the only flaw I can think of is the ultraviolet rays from the sun damaging the vinyl. But I don't know enough about vinyl, whether it's ultraviolet proof or whatever. But there again, I suppose I could line the things with some sort of polythene. That might work. Don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that idea out there, and like I say, discuss that philosophy thing at the beginning. Should be down the allotment hopefully in a few days' time. I've still got this blooming heady cold or whatever that's going on. I'm hoping I don't really want to spend too much time sort of out there, because it still zaps me energy. But as soon as I'm firing back on all 4 cylinders, I'll hopefully get out there and start putting that tarpaulin down on the allotment, and starting to really, you know, get it prepped ready for the coming growing season. So, okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say in this video. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. It's Friday today. Not sure when the next video is going up, but it'll go up when it goes up. So, and also, big thanks to all the people who left comments on my last music video. The music seemed to go down quite well, and I really appreciate all your thumbs up on that one. Okay, have a great one. I will see you in the next video. Take care.